everybody, and welcome back to Astroneer with your friend Kuros Paladin. Thank you for joining me today. So, in today's episode, it's going to be a showcase episode, showing off my second largest save that I've been playing for quite some time. This particular save was started with Rails in mind. So I'm pretty certain it was right after Rails came out, which really wasn't that long ago. So this is not the typical save, and I just had some research finish over there. This is not the typical YouTube save that I play in YouTube. This is a different save. So this is the home base that I decided to lay out kind of in this V pattern, going off of the shelter. I don't know why the shelter's in the middle of the base like that. It should be right there. So I have just about everything I need here. Again, I think I left things in a state from the last time I played. My guess is I do not know where this was. I don't know where to put it. I don't know where to put it down. Here we'll do I have anywhere for it? I guess I don't. Oh, there we go. There's a good spot for it. Okay. Anyhow, so it has the basics, the basics, right? Printers, as you can see over there, research chambers, gases, some resources, but not all of them. So some storage there. Soil spinneroonies, smelters, all the shredding needs you'll ever need, atmospheric condenser, chemistry lab, trade platform, landing platform, which of course came with the home base, and our zebra ball friend, of course, LRD Checkers, is hanging out here too. I build roads to a lot of locations, and I even pave them, as you can see. And I always try to make my home base, the first one, at crossroads. So you can see I've got a road there, coming in from over there, going off to there, and even our entrance to the underworld. They all converge at the home base. West, east, north, south, all roads lead to Rome. Also have quite a bit of rail stuff going on, which I'll show off in just a bit. Slowly collecting the curious items, but I have not got all 67 of them yet. And then I have my own little nursery going on over here where I keep seeds, as well as I've got my wonderful little garden going on here, which you do have to be a little careful of near here. I haven't finished with it, so these are just kind of planted. I was eventually going to arrange them in a nice row. Let me tell you something, getting these into that nice line like that, that was a royal pain. But I did want them to be arced in a way, and it just took time. I have my own little pond here, which is being fed by an aqueduct. I know, it's terrible. It looks like crap. Well, that's because I built it. But it's the concept, not the appearance. And all that is fed from my little, if I come up here, it is fed by the mountain lake. I know it's only a couple 100 feet, but conceptually think of it as this is miles off. And my little mountain lake up here, and then I built an aqueduct, again conceptually, that takes the water down into my little pond, which is then used to keep my farm going. So I had a lot of fun with that. Even scattered, you'll notice there's one of each shell hidden in the garden here. If you look closely, you'll see one of each hiding in there somewhere. This is kind of like my display area over here, where I just kind of display stuff. I actually do grow more underground. That's where I do the dig up of stuff. The seeds that you have to dig up. So down here, way down here, this is where I have the stuff that you have to dig up. That way I'm not destroying the terrain up above. So I had to be really careful because, the very last place, or where I place those seeds, becomes very important, of course. Now I'm curious what that is. Oh, just the quartz. All right. Easily distracted. Squirrel! Okay. Going up just one level, a lot of times in my bases, I also like to have right under the base some more stuff. In this particular save, it's where I have some power, specifically the batteries. I keep some extra equipment down here. I have another an exo request platform, another chemistry lab, some of my terrain analyzers, dynamite, some chess pieces, larger storage is in here as well. Um, I also try to keep a little collection of the exo caches and even the various exo dynamics research aid cases that I find. So, enough about this base. Let's go ahead. We're going to ride the rails to go to the second base in what is really now the main base of this save. This is also a save where I went nuts with the block protection, the signaling. So you'll see them on the sides. You can see one right here. So that's telling me that the block I'm about to enter is in fact clear. As soon as I pass over, you can see it change to the block is occupied. There's another signal on the opposite end of this block that it also changed to that aspect. This was a lot of work, and then about 2 weeks ago, I saw a patch note from System Era that said, "Oh, hey, we've extended the length that segments can go," and that would have helped a lot because right now I have to put down button repeaters. You'll see right here. I had to put them down every other rail post in order to make this work. With that new extension, I can go about 5 or 6 rail posts now. So you can see here, that's telling me this signal is clear, except if you look, there's a little light down here. If that's lit, that is telling you that this is a repeater, and it would be flashing only if the block is occupied. It's kind of a fail-safe thing. But you can see here's the signal that is blocking, and you can see, look at that, and then when I pass over, it changes. That one I have to fix because it really should be delaying for about 2 seconds before it actually flips over. Anyhow, enough about that. This is the second base, and this is my production base. This is where I do just about everything in the game now. So I have my, you've seen it before, I have my automated sorter. I'm a little disappointed. I saw a very popular YouTuber basically copy this and claim it as theirs. I put this out many years ago. I forgot how many years ago, and his video came out about 3 months ago. I'm really annoyed. He just lifted it straight off of me and claimed it as his own. I'm not going to name names, but if you saw it, just know where he got that idea from. So, anyhow, trains all come into here and unload, and then they are everything that they just unload goes through the sorting process, and I've displayed the sorting process. If you haven't seen it, go look for my exodynamics sorter. It basically shows this. It's a little clumsy because it was a last minute thing that I did, and I tried to start it off like a really bad 2 a.m. Ad, but anyhow, it shows how it all works. And this base, even though I do so much more here, you can see looks a lot less, like it has a lot less, but it pretty much has everything I need. Basically, I just don't have the storage that I would like. I do have the large canisters here holding a lot of stuff. I have the 6 gases. This sorter uses the 8 smelters, so it is much more efficient than using 3 smelters. Now with the 8, things never back up, because this used to be the pinch point when it was the original smelters. With 8 of these, rarely are 6 in use at a time. It's usually 5 are in use. The additional 3 are there just in case. If you go over here, we've got this was where I was doing the EXO limited time event with the fuels. And I'll admit I got this idea from somebody to use these to contain the seeds from flying everywhere. Hey, if I borrow an idea, I'll let you guys know about it. I just don't remember who it was, but I did borrow that idea. And then this is the track that goes to the underworld. And I did have an Astroneer auto thumper at the very end of the line there, and it would bring it all the way over to here. This junction here would remember which direction a train came from and set itself accordingly. Over here, this junction will always default back to that because this is just a connector between the freight and the passenger. I try to segregate my rails with freight traffic and freight and passenger traffic. And then just for fun, over here I have my rail yard where I've just got a bunch of trains ready to go as needed. And you can see, of course, there is the road that comes over and connects to all the other bases on the planet. This particular rail goes up and over. You saw me go under that as I approached the base. That just goes off to an auto thumper that picked up clay, because clay is so weirdly placed sometimes. And I just wanted a lot of ceramic, because ceramic does become very useful when you're trying to do storage, because it is needed for these large storage. It's also used for either the extra large wind turbines or the extra large solar arrays. I don't remember which one it was. This is also where all my little snails hang out, as well as Eva. Spoiler alert if you haven't finished awakening, but this is where they all hang out. Hey, how you doing? Yep, they're all just hanging out there. They're all happy. So a contained galastropod is a happy galastropod. Was that the phrase that was used? But anyhow, this is the production base, and you've seen it before. I always like to build around these wrecked landing pads, because they are actually functional, aside from the fact that you just don't have a ramp, which I don't know why I never built a ramp to this one. Actually, I haven't built a ramp to many of them. So that is the main production base. I call that one Beta, because they're a very original Alpha, Beta, Gamma, so on and so forth. So we're going to move on to Delta, because that's the next one down this ramp, or down this line. This was a real challenge to build this particular line, because you can see it goes over all these crevasses. That's how I say it, not crevice, crevasse. I don't know why, I just do. It was difficult to build, especially as we get up here, because as you see, I like to keep level, straight rails. Yeah, there's a couple tiny little kinks and such, and yeah, I flip over here because it is stay to the right. But anyhow, with this particular one, what I just passed over, that was a lot of trouble to build there. And this base coming up, Delta, was supposed to be a massive production facility. Just massively huge. I never really did anything with it, but you can see what I was after here. I was going to have 3 rails with a rail station, and then a lot of production. And I spent a lot of time. If you look really closely, you'll see power cables connecting these platforms. You'll see power cables connecting these platforms, but you don't see any power cables just laying around anywhere. That's because I spent a lot of time getting those power cables to be hidden and go underground and connect up to locations around. Now, I think, unfortunately, it looks like I lost a connection here, because I'm pretty certain this was connected at one point, but alas, I guess it isn't. But you can see if I sneak over here, there, oh wait, no, where is it? Here we go. You can see there's tethers coming up from underground, because there are power cables going through there. And then, yeah, there should have been something connected to this, but anyhow, it's not that big of a deal. I also tried an experiment here that is showing me some weird wonky results. I put a splitter here so I could look. It's saying only 54U, 55, you know, whatever is coming in. That is nowhere near accurate, because I have a minimum of, if you can see over here, I have my power towers. 12, that's 48, plus another 4 right there, or 3, I'm sorry. So that's 48 plus 12, right there is 60. So, and not to mention all of the other RTGs elsewhere, the solar arrays that I have elsewhere that would be picking up power on the other side of the planet, and wind turbines that are picking up power. Because also, as I'm wandering around the planet and I find the little single small wind turbines or solar panels, I just attach them to the nearest rail. Why not? Hey, recapture that power. You can also see over here I was ready to start going to the underworld, and I wanted to try something where it went straight, oh dear goodness, where it went straight down. Okay. And yeah, so this is going to be a problem. Because, yeah, I did not want to do that. Anyhow, it didn't work out. So I think maybe I can get out of here before suffocating. Don't know. So, because what I tried to do, okay, my fingers are all over the place. There we go. I tried to use Eva to give me the hover ability, and it just wasn't working out as well as I wanted. But I wanted a straight down shot to the core of the planet. It didn't work out as well as I wanted, so I just kind of gave up on it. So, alright, let's go ahead. We'll get back up to the surface here and get over and top off on the O2. Alright, so this was base Delta. I also, you can see, tried to have a nice, you know, I wanted the station to be elevated with the rail coming in to be level. So that took me a little while too to get that perfectly level like that. Yeah, there we go. I also have some solar arrays going there. So you can see I even have the wind turbines and the solar arrays going, and it's only showing 35 U. So, well, it just did change to 44, but okay. But that is base Delta. If I continue on this way, we're going to get to Gamma. Now, this was my original production that I found a good sphalerite deposit underground near it. And a good, I think it was an aluminum deposit, so that's why that base exists. Also, because it was, you'll see, it is next to a wrecked landing pad. And you can see I put that signal way over there so you could see it from way back there. So I just want to show you what happens on the other side at these repeater signals. And same thing, it is set off way to the side so it can be visible from way down there. But you can see it's got the flashing light, meaning that it is occupied, but it is only repeating the next signal. I know it's a geek thing, but it was just me having fun and playing with how you can actually get automation to work for you. Even though I play this game all by myself, because you see if I hit escape, nobody in there. So there's never anybody on the other rails, or on the rails with me. But, oh well. So we're coming up on base Gamma. This, like I said, it's built, you can see it up there, with a, whatchamacall? Wrecked pad. There is not much else here. It was really just to gather the sphalerite and aluminum that was underground. But this link here, this line, leads back to the first base, base Alpha. The only other thing of interest that would really be here is I found and retrieved a solar panel and brought it back. And look, there's a an abandoned backpack with a curious item. We'll go ahead and grab that. So right here is the entrance to the underworld. That is where the sphalerite and laterite were being collected. So that is those bases. Whoops. I'm going to head off to unnamed bases now. So these are not named. Down that way, it is a spur that just goes to a number of solar arrays and wind turbines. I just connected it by rail because I kind of like it's just neat having the remote power like that. It really is. Sorry, I got a little distracted because I'm looking at my chicken quesadilla that's sitting in front of me. It was too hot when I started, but it is now nice and warm, but I'm not going to eat while doing this. So we're almost done here anyhow, folks. So here we're coming up on another siding for passing, and that is the last of the controlled blocks that are on this loop. I haven't got to any other controlled blocks at this point. Over here is just, as I was building towards this gateway chamber. Hey, look, what was right next to it is another wrecked landing platform. And there's nothing else here. This line dead ends right up about there. It will eventually, if I ever get around to it, wrap all the way around the planet as my equatorial rail. But right now it doesn't actually do that. So we're going to head back. And that's it. That is a review of this particular save, which is the second biggest save that I have on Sylva. So a review of Rails on Sylva for my second largest save. Believe it or not, my very huge, big save, that was the very first one that started February 6, 2019. I didn't get Rails in there very well because I tried to shoehorn them into the existing base, and it was just an absolute disaster. By the way, speaking of power, you can see there's a lot of power generation going on right here too, with future expansion in mind. And I even have here, I have two junctions because the idea was to eventually head off to go either this one go underground and that one go around the planet, or vice versa. And that just hasn't happened yet. It was just me planning ahead of time to see if I can get it to work. So everybody, the reason why I did this video, let's set the setting here to the real world. Saturday I went over to Captain Clueless's house to do board gaming, and I was there till about 1 in the morning, 1:30, and then got home, hit the button to open the garage door, nothing happens. Hit it again, nothing happens. And I noticed the doorbell light on my house is not lit, and I noticed nobody has lights on in their house, even though it is 2 a.m. So, also should have been a sign because my neighbor's porch light, which lights up my bedroom, was not on either. Long story short, no power, I can't get into the garage. If you have a power garage door, you know what I'm talking about. You can't just open them when there's no power. They're in place by the garage door opener itself. No problem. I'll just open the front door. Well, turns out on the particular key fob set that I took with me, which is the weekend set, I don't know why this is the case, I did not have house keys on it. So, that meant I couldn't get into my house at all. And now it's about 2:15 in the morning, and I'm trying to decide, what am I going to do? I can wait this out, probably not going to come back soon, or I can call somebody up at 2:15 in the morning. Hey, can I crash at your place? I really wasn't willing to do that. Or I could do what I ended up having to do, which is I had to break a window to get into my garage so that I could then get into the house. So, Sunday, I slept in a very cold house with 2 cats on top of me all night trying to steal my warmth. Thankfully, I have the comforter and the quilt and the cats, so we were all okay. Saturday night, Sunday morning. Sunday, still no power. Decided to go out and get out of a cold house. I did not get power back until 10 minutes to 11 Sunday night. That means I didn't have time to do anything. I'm still working on this video that I promised you last week. That was what I was going to do Sunday. Yesterday, guess what? I didn't have any time cut to today, Monday. Of course, I work, and then I went straight to rehearsal. That lasted until 10 o'clock. So here I am. It is now like 11 o'clock recording this. I decided to do this. Wow, that was a lot of explanation. Sorry, but there will be the guest. There will be the new series next weekend, unless unless something goes really wonky again. So everybody, I do appreciate that the fact that you watch these videos. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you have fun. And also, as I mentioned in the prior episode, if you are interested in joining me in game, drop me a direct message on Discord. That's Kuros Paladin with the space. And just let me know. If you start spamming me, I will block you. But just let me know you are interested. Don't demand. Please do not demand. Just say, hey, I'm interested. And then I will reach out to you, and we can then start to discuss what we can do. Because I do want to talk to folks beforehand. So that is the best way to do it. I saw some people say in the comments in YouTube, hey, I'd love to join you. Great, I have no way to contact you. And I'm not going to put in YouTube, comments. Oh, here's my email address. No. So if you do want to join me, send me a direct message in Discord to Kuros Paladin. That's with a space, just like it's on the YouTube channel. And then we'll go from there. That should be everything at that point. I don't know. I'm kind of drifting because I'm also a little tired. Everybody, I hope you had a great time. I'm going to end this video. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, take care and bye.